Alright, Springbok fans, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into South Africa's 32-14 win over Italy in Turin, a game that was far from easy for the world champs. Don't get me wrong, Rassie and the players, they have a lot of respect for Italy, and that's the beauty of it. And if you ask me, it wasn't just the Springbok that made this game difficult. There were some major talking points when it comes to refereeing. Now, don't get me wrong, South Africa came through with the win, and full credit to them for sticking to their game plan. But there's a massive cloud hanging over this match, and we need to talk about it. First things first, let's be real. The red card to Franco Mostert in the 12th minute, it was controversial. And in my opinion, it totally messed with the flow of the game. But as frustrating as the officiating was, both teams fought tooth and nail, and Italy played their hearts out. Credit where credit's due. They pushed South Africa hard and kept them on the back foot for long periods. So let's break it down, no sugarcoating, just facts. Let's talk about this game and the moments that defined it, because the one's a story of heart, disruptions, and that brutal Springbok resilience. So let's get started. All right, let's get into the big one. Franco Mostert, red card. Now, listen, I know we've all had our fair share and debates about the laws around the 20-minute red cards. But honestly, this one left me scratching my head. The tackle or no wrap issue, like, seriously, was it really worth a red card? Look, I get it. The laws are the laws, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks, you know? And the player safety is key. But this decision felt a bit harsh. Sure, Mostert made contact with Paolo Garabisi right to the head, but it was more shoulder to shoulder, and he did try to wrap his arms, maybe a bit too late, but he did try. Should that be a red card? Like, that's the question. Should it be a red card? In my opinion, that should have been a yellow. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't reckless. And yet, here we are, down to 14 men again. Let's be real here. I mean, the kind of ruling disrupts the flow of the game, right? And it's not just the players and the coaches who get frustrated. Us fans, rugby fans, get taken out of the moment too. This isn't about hating on the officials, but the balance between player safety and keeping the game exciting seems to be off right now. And that, my friends, it's what's killing the momentum of the game, to be quite honest. Now, Rassie, the masterclass, what a guy. I mean, he's had his fair share of critics over the years, but man, the way he handles these situations, his ability to adapt on the fly, it's remarkable. With Mostert sent off, he didn't panic. He didn't throw his toys out of the pram. Instead, he made some bold tactical calls, pulling 4 players in the first 26 minutes to adjust the game plan. Now, you know, Rassie knows how to manage a squad, and especially when he's under immense pressure. But at the end of the day, this was about more than just winning. It was about experimenting in new combinations and getting the right balance for the upcoming fixtures, especially the Rugby World Cup. And I'll give him credit for that. I mean, the Boks didn't miss a beat. But here's the thing, South Africa had to play a different game. This wasn't the perfect Springbok performance we've become accustomed to. It was far from it, you know. Yet they still managed to control the game, and thanks to the work of the players like Marco van Staden, who picked up that try early in the game, and Vandenberg, who made sure Italy never really found any momentum in the second half. And let's talk about Italy for a second. People thought this would be a walkover for South Africa. I mean, Italy, the also-rans, no chance, but Italy had a game plan. I mean, they were strong at the breakdown. Their scrum was pushing South Africa back, and they weren't backing down from the physicality. Let's give a shout out to some of Italy's standout players. Zuliani, and, this guy, man, for instance, was everywhere, tackling, breaking the line, forcing turnovers. He was a thorn in South Africa's side all day, and I have to mention Danilo Vistetti and Maro Riccioni. These two were a handful at scrum time, forcing South Africa into early substitution and keeping the pressure on for as long as they could. But unfortunately for Italy, they didn't have the depth or the experience to hang with South Africa in the full 80 minutes. And when it came to crunch time, Gobwatso, brilliant solo effort to break through the Boks defense was one of the few high points. That try, though, came out at a time when Italy was already under pressure, and as the game went on, South Africa's class showed through. All right, let's get into it. Is the current refereeing system killing the flow of the test matches? Honestly, I think it is. The rule changes, the red card protocols, it's taking away from the game. I'm all for player safety, trust me, but this doesn't feel like it's benefiting the sport. We've seen 2 back-to-back instances of South Africa being reduced to 14 men, and it's not just a coincidence. I mean, both of these red cards, Lou Diaka and Mostert, felt borderline at best, and it's ruining the flow of the game. But we're starting to see less rugby and more time spent in stoppage and replays. It's exhausting to watch, to be honest, and it's frustrating to both the players and the fans. And don't even get me started on the foul play review bunker. Where was that when Mostert was sent off? You have to wonder if this constant disruption is undermining what's supposed to be a great test match. All right, let's look at the standout performers, because despite all the controversy, this was still a great test match with plenty of top quality rugby. Damien Willemse, what a player he was everywhere, breaking tackles, creating space. He was vital for South Africa in defence and attack, and had one of the most complete performances I've seen in a long time. Grant Williams also stood out. His try was the match clincher, and it was a beautifully orchestrated try from Moodie, who slipped through the Italian defence like a knife through butter. And let's not forget Kwaka Smith. His impact off the bench was immense, always in the thick of things, winning crucial turnovers, keeping the momentum in South Africa's favour. And for Italy, Gonzalo has done an incredible job, but Zolian and Vistetti deserve special mention. They were warriors battling hard against the Springbok for every match. So what's next for Rassie and the Springbok team? Looking ahead, it doesn't get any easier for the Boks. They've got Ireland next, and that's going to be a huge test for them. Ireland just beaten Australia, and they're looking to put up a good performance against the world champs. And honestly, the way they played against Australia, man, they're on fire. But this team, Ireland, they are firing on all cylinders right now, and it's going to be a proper battle, and Rassie knows that, and he'll need to get his team combinations right. And this game against Italy was probably part of that rebuilding process. But one thing's for sure, after this win, the Springbok have shown they are relentless. Whether it's the bomb squad or the starting 15, these guys refuse to be beaten. They'll need that mentality against Ireland. But after this performance, I'm confident they'll rise to the challenge. So, to wrap it up, massive respect to both teams, South Africa for their win and Italy for giving them a real fight. The Springbok didn't play their best rugby, but they still found a way to win. Italy, they were unlucky, but they've come so far, and it was a real test match, and I've got to respect both teams for that. But at the end of the day, the officiating has to be addressed. These disruptions are ruining the flow of the game and what it could be exciting classic match. But the decision on Mostert may have been the right by the letter of the law, but it's time for World Rugby to seriously consider how these rulings impact the game. Rugby should be about the moments, the drama, the flow, not constant stoppages. But next up, though, Ireland, it's going to be a real cracker. So I can't wait for that one. So, yeah. Anyways, what do you guys think? Were these red cards too harsh? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of the Springbok performance against Italy? Were you guys happy or not? That's a question for you, Bok fans. But anyways, if you enjoy this kind of breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more rugby content. Keep supporting your rugby teams. And don't forget, keep the rugby spirit alive. And we'll see you in the next video.